Hare Krishna. Welcome all devotees for our Gaura Purnima special talk on Navadvip Mahatmya. For today we have with us His Grace Sankarshan Nitai Das Prabhuji from Mayapur to glorify the Navadvip. So on behalf of all the assembled devotees, we wish to welcome Prabhuji by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. All together we will chant Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Over to you, Sankarshan Nitai Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshushanmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sha Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jita Padakamalam Sri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tang Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhanitangsa Namong Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanang Papanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hripriya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karati vachalam pangul langhaite giring jatkripātamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the second day of our discussion on Navadvip Dham. So on the first day, we discussed about 9 islands, the names of the 9 islands, and we started discussing on Antardvip. So hope you remember all the islands' name, because I requested all of you to memorize all the names. So I don't know how many of you have memorized it. So time is limited to check all of you, but hope you have remembered, and those who have not, please do that. Maybe tomorrow you have to confirm that you have remembered the names of 9 islands. So I'll repeat again the names. There are 4 islands on the eastern side of the Ganges and 5 islands on the western side of the Ganges. So 4 islands which are situated on the western side of the Ganges are Antardvip, then Simantadvip, Godrumdvip and Madhyadvip, and 5 islands on the western side. And these islands are Kolodvip, then Ritudvip, Jannudvip, Madhudramudvip, and Rudradvip. So we started our discussion on Navadvip, and we also explained that the reason of behind the name of Antardip, and we had a discussion on some areas of Antardip. So I request all of you to mute your mute. Everybody is requested to mute, otherwise your sound is coming, and that is disturbing our discussion. So we are discussing about Srivas Angan, how that place, the house of Srivas, is so special because Srivas Thakur was a very special devotee. He is a special devotee. He is an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in that house, the people of Kazi came and broke the Mridanga and threatened them to be prosecuted, threatened them to be arrested if they continue the holy name. So when Mahaprabhu got the news, Mahaprabhu became very upset. He became very angry, and he called all the devotees of Navadvip. Thousands and thousands of devotees gathered together, and they marched towards the house of Kazi. And by seeing so many people roaring in Kirtan, he became frightened, and he went inside his room and kept him hidden. And Mahaprabhu went to him and started discussion. There are a lot of discussion took place between Mahaprabhu and Kazi. And at the end, Kazi surrendered and gave assurance that from now onwards, nobody in our dynasty will stop the Harinam Sankirtan. So in that way, Kazi became a wonderful devotee. So that is the potency of unity, potency of congregational chanting of the holy name. If we are united, then anything is possible. But if we are divided, we cannot achieve anything wonderful. So the success of our spiritual life also depends on our unity. Unity is very, very important. So congregational chanting means chanting together. So in order to chant together, we have to be together. So that is a very important principle. So Mahaprabhu is showing by his own example the strength of unity. So that lesson we can learn and apply in our life. So apart from Srivas there is another wonderful place at the border of Antardip and Simantadip is Sridhar Angan, the house of Sridhar. Sridhar is a very wonderful devotee, very wonderful devotee. But nobody knew his name. But Mahaprabhu recognized his pure devotional service. So while Mahaprabhu was doing Mahaprakash Leela in the house of Srivas, he called Sridhar. He requested devotees to call Sridhar. Nobody knew who Sridhar was. Then Mahaprabhu said, you go at the border of the village, whoever is chanting the holy name loudly, that is Sridhar. So just a background of Sridhar. Sridhar was a very poor, from material point of view, very poor devotee. Means he was materially impoverished. He used to do business. He was a businessman. And he used to do business with the product which is connected with the banana tree. So he used to sell banana, he used to sell banana leaves, he used to sell banana flower, banana stem. So in that way, he used to do business. According to the information, that time every house in Navadvip had banana tree. So by that we can understand the demand of the product in the market. And he was also very honest. And whatever profit he used to get, 50% he used to spend on Ganga Puja. And 50% he used to spend on his maintenance. And he was a very honest businessman. So because of this, he was very poor. He had a small hut and also not so good hut. There was a lot of leakages on the roof. And he used to wear very not so good quality clothes, torn clothes. But Sridhar was very satisfied. He was Santushta Atma because he was a pure devotee. So pure devotee does not need anything external to be happy because they are experiencing happiness within, because they are connected with the Supreme Lord through pure devotional service, and that connection with the Supreme Lord gives them happiness. So connection gives the happiness. That's why it is known as yoga. Bhakti yoga means through transcendental devotional service, devotees are connected with the Supreme Lord. And when you are connected with the Supreme Lord, who is the source of all happiness and bliss, the devotees also experience happiness and bliss. And that was the situation of Sridhar. He was extremely happy. He was experiencing the higher taste of Krishna consciousness. So when Mahaprabhu called him, by hearing that Mahaprabhu was calling him, he was in ecstasy and fainted. And Mahaprabhu told him to glorify. So by the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he started glorifying Lord Chaitanya. And after glorification was over, Mahaprabhu wanted to give him something, a benediction, a boon. And he told Sridhar, whatever you want, I'll give you. Whatever you want. And Mahaprabhu gave a list. I can give you mystic siddhis. I can give you the position of Indra. I can make you the king. So whatever you want, I'll give you. By hearing that, Sridhar said, I don't want anything, my dear Lord. Don't allure me all this. But Mahaprabhu said, you have to ask for something today. Because I am in the mood of giving and you have to take something from me. So by hearing this, Sridhar said, okay, my dear Lord, if you want to give me something, so please give me this benediction. That wonderful Nimai, that small boy who comes to my shop every day and bargains with me about the price of the products, and after bargaining was over, he used to snatch away the products without paying anything. That wonderful, beautiful Nimai should be the worshipable Lord of my life, life after life. That was a benediction Sridhar asked for. By this we can understand the position of Sridhar. He was pure devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when someone is experiencing the higher taste of Krishna consciousness, he does not need anything of this material world. But it cannot be done artificially. Artificially, we cannot renounce. Artificially, we cannot develop detachment. When we develop attachment for Krishna, then naturally we become detached from this material world. So then from Antardip, we can go to Simantadip. So Antardip represents Atmanivedan, full surrender, that process of devotional service. And Simantadip is the island of Sravanam, island of hearing. So the island's name is Simantadip, and there is a history behind this name. Once Lord Shiva was chanting and singing Lord Gauranga's name, and he was in ecstasy. By seeing the ecstasy, Parvati Devi asked Lord Shiva, what kind of mantra you are chanting that you are so happy? Then Lord Shiva revealed to her that he is chanting the name of Gauranga, who will appear in Kali Yuga. So that's why I left Kashi and I am residing at the border of Navadvip Dham, protecting the holy Navadvip Dham and worshipping Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So by hearing that, Parvati Devi said, "Oh, okay, then I'll also worship Lord Gauranga, because I am very unfortunate, because I don't have darshan of the Lord. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Andakar, Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Adhikar." So Krishna is like the sun and Maya is like the darkness. So wherever there is Krishna, there is no Maya. So I cannot have darshan of the Lord. I am so unfortunate. Everybody is getting the benefit of darshan of the Lord, but I am not getting that benefit. So I am unfortunate. So I want to take the mercy of the Lord in the form of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So she came to this island and started worshipping Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And by the wonderful worship of Parvati Devi, Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared before her. And by seeing the beautiful form of Lord Gauranga, Parvati Devi was very happy. She became ecstatic. And Mahaprabhu said, "Why you are calling me?" Then Parvati Devi expressed her sad situation, unfortunate position, that she cannot be part of his pastime and she cannot serve him and she cannot have his darshan. So everybody is getting the mercy of you, but I am not getting. Then Gauranga Mahaprabhu said that you are having a wonderful position, you are serving me so wonderfully. In the spiritual world, the original potency is Srimati Radharani, and in this material world, the Radharani has manifested herself as Mahamaya. But in my pastime, you are serving as Jogamaya. So you are known as Purnamashi in Brajamandal, in Vrindavan, and in Navadvip Dham, you will be known as Pauramaya, and you will be the part of my pastime. So Mahaprabhu benedicted Parvati Devi, and Parvati Devi was so happy, and she offered obeisances, and she took the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu and put that dust on her Simanta. Simanta means that the imparting that here there is a parting of the hair for the ladies. That part is known as Simanta or Sinthi, because Parvati Devi has put the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu on that Simanta. That's why this island is known as Simantadip. So there are many places in Simantadip, but very important place is the temple of Lord Jagannath. That is non-different from Jagannath Puri. There was a wonderful devotee. His name was Jagadish Ganguly. So Jagadish Ganguly was a great devotee, but he became old. He wanted to go to Jagannath Puri to take part in Ratha Yatra, and he wanted to be in Jagannath Puri. But the will of the providence, some disease was there in his body and he became blind. Jagadish Ganguly became blind. So devotees did not want to take him, because taking a blind man for such a long distance is not safe. So he could not go, and he was feeling so much separation from Lord Jagannath. And he thought, that what is the use of my life? And he was lamenting, crying. So when he was lamenting and crying like that in separation, Lord Jagannath spoke to him, said, "Don't worry. Tomorrow, when you will go to take bath in the Ganges, one log of wood will come to touch your head, and that log of wood you can use to carve my deity, and I will be there with you. You don't have to go to Jagannath Puri." And he said also, who can carve? So there will be a person who has he was leprous, he is a leper, but he will carve the deity. He will not be willing to do it, but you have to convince him to carve the deity. And when the carving of the deity will be over, his leprosy also will be cured. So he was so happy. So next day morning, when he went to the Ganges, exactly the thing happened what was he heard, and that wood came, touched his head, He took that wood and went to the carpenter, searching for the carpenter who is a leper. So carpenter didn't want to carve the deity, but he convinced him. Then after carving was over, then his leprosy was also cured. And Jagadish Ganguly established the deity of Jagannath. Then he also got a message from the sky that there is a neem tree, also carved two deities of Balaram and Subhadra Devi. So in that Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra deities were installed in a small temple. And Jagadish Ganguly started worshipping. So after some time, so the whole worship was stopped. Then the deities disappeared. It was under the termite hill, so no, it was not visible. Then one devotee in 19th century, in 20th century, he got the instruction from Jagannath, and it was again recovered. Then he started worshipping. Then later on, the worship of that Jagannath was handed over to ISKCON, and ISKCON is now worshipping that wonderful deities of Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra Devi in Simantadip. So after Simantadip, we can go to Godrumdip. So Godrumdip is the island of Kirtanam. Simantadip was the island of Shravanam. So Godrumdip is the island of Kirtanam. Godrum. Why this island name is Godrum? Because Go means cow and Druma means tree. The Surabhi cow is there under a banyan tree in this island. That's why this island name is Godrum. So you know the story of Indra. So Indra was getting worship from the Brajavasis in Krishna Lila. But Krishna told the Brajavasis, he told his father Nanda Maharaj that why to worship Indra? Instead of worshipping Indra, we should all worship Govardhan Hill. Because Govardhan Hill is supplying everything. So therefore, we should worship Giriraj Govardhan. So by the advice of Krishna, Brajavasis accepted the proposal to worship Govardhan, and they stopped the worship of Indra. So Indra became very upset. And Indra was he was just flooding whole Brajmandal with torrents of rain by calling out Samvartaka cloud, which is used for devastation. So whole Braj was inundated with water. But Krishna protected the Brajavasis by lifting Govardhan Hill. And Indra could realize that he made a mistake. He could not recognize the supreme position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So he committed offenses. So in order to be free from that offense, he took shelter of Surabhi cow. And he approached Krishna behind the Surabhi cow. And Krishna forgave him. And Indra worshipped that wonderful Lord Krishna. And with that worship, there is a kunda that is known as Govinda Kunda. And there is also a Surabhi Kunda near Govardhan. So Indra thought that I committed a great mistake. So he was consulting with Surabhi that again the Lord will come in Kali Yuga. So I may commit the mistake again. So what should I do now? Then Krishna, Surabhi told Indra, so let us go to Navadvip Dham. So then both of them came, Surabhi and Indra, and worshipped Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu in this island. under the banyan tree. So therefore, this island is known as Godrumadip. So this Godrumadip is also a place of Lord Nityananda Prabhu started this Namatta preaching. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also stayed here in his Sananda Sukhada Kunja. So this place is very potent because Bhaktivinoda Thakur spent a lot of time here. While he was a magistrate, deputy magistrate during British rule, he used to stay here at Godrumdip. And from the Godrumdip, he saw the beautiful, magnificent, wonderful city of Mayapur, Navadvip. And he also had the darshan of that Adbhuta Mandir, that magnificent temple. So all that happened. And it happened during his stay in Godrum. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a wonderful personality in our parampara. He established Navadvip Dham because after Mahaprabhu's disappearance, the whole Navadvip Dham was under the water. And Mahaprabhu's teaching was also lost. And Mahaprabhu's teaching was also distorted, manipulated. So in that way, the teachings of Mahaprabhu was also lost. So India was under British rule. Mahaprabhu's teaching was lost. Navadvip Dham was also inundated. Nothing was there. So at that time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared in this planet. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur started searching for one Chaitanya Charitamrita book, and he found that. And after getting the Chaitanya Charitamrita book, he started writing on Lord Chaitanya's teachings. And he also started reviving Navadvip Dham. And he was searching for the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he could see that birthplace, and he also checked according to the map of the local area. So that time that name of that village was Miyapur. But the location, whatever he found, he saw that place was surrounded with tulsi plants. So he brought Jagannadas Babaji Maharaj to confirm whether this is the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or not. So when Jagannadas Babaji came, he was very old, he could not move. He was brought on a basket. So when he came to the place of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's appearance, Jogopit, Mayapur Dham, he jumped out and he started dancing in ecstasy. So by that, Jagannadas Babaji Maharaj confirmed that this is the birthplace of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur did all this wonderful service as he performed this wonderful service to establish Navadvip Dham, and his contribution is historic and memorable for all of us. Because of his service, we can now take advantage of Navadvip Dham and also do our parikrama, and also can see the wonderful places of pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he predicted that the devotees from all over the world will come to Mayapur and embrace the local devotees, and they will chant Jai Sachinandana. He predicted that. He also predicted that by performing Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, the whole world will be liberated. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur plays a very significant role to establish Gauriya Vaishnavism, to establish the glories of Navadvip Dham in this world. So then after Godrumdip, we can go to Madhyadip. So Madhyadip is also on the eastern side of the Ganges. So Madhyadip there is a place, that place is known as Hamsa Vahan Shiva. So Lord Shiva came to hear Chaitanya Bhagavat. So she was so attracted when Chaitanya Bhagavat was going on, the singing of the glories of Chaitanya Bhagavat was going on. Lord Shiva was attracted to come and hear the Chaitanya Bhagavat in this island. But his career is bull and he cannot move very fast. So he thought, if I go by bull, it will take long time. So he took the career of Lord Brahma, which is Swan, Hamsa. So he came on Swan, Hamsa Vahan. That's why this Shiva is known as Hamsa Vahan Shiva. So that happened in Madhyadip. So in Madhyadip also, there is a Pushkar Tirtha. There is also Kurukshetra, Naimisharanya. All these wonderful places of pastimes are there at Madhyadip. So Madhya, because in this island, the Lord appeared. Madhya means during midday. Because of that, this place is known as Madhyadip. Then we can cross the Ganges and go to Kolodip. Kolodip is the place of Padasevanam. And Madhyadip is the island of Smaranam, remembering. And Kolodip is the island for remembering, is a place of Padasevanam, worshipping the lotus feet. So Kola means boar or Baraha. So the Lord in the form of Barahadev is worshipped in this island. One Brahmana in Satyayuga worshipped this Lord Baraha. So that's why this island is known as Kolodip. Kola means Barahadev. So it's a place of Barahadev. So there is also a Kulia Pahar, a hill known as Kulia. And from that also we can get the name Kolodip. And this Kulia Pahar or Kulia hill is non-different from Govardhan. This hill is not visible now. This has disappeared. It is in an unmanifest form. But because of this hill, this place is non-different from Giriraj Govardhan. And this place is also very important to be forgiven. If we commit offenses, then if you go to this place and pray to Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, pray to the Lord, then we can be free from offenses. Because offenses are very dangerous in our spiritual life. So offenses are like mad elephant who can destroy the devotional creeper. Rupa Goswami, when he was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag, Mahaprabhu explained to Rupa Goswami that Vaishnava offense is like mad elephant offense. So when we commit offenses to the Vaishnavas, then we can be free from these offenses if we take shelter of this wonderful place of Kulia Pahar. Then after Kolodip, we can go to Ritudip. So Ritudip is a place where all the seasons are there simultaneously to serve Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That's why this island is known as Ritudip. Ritu means seasons. All the seasons are there. All 6 seasons are simultaneously present to serve the Supreme Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That's why this island is known as Ritudip. So at Ritudip, there is a wonderful place where Gaur Gadadhar deities are there. That is known as Chapahati. Chapahati, Chapa means Champaka, Champaka flower. Champaka, then Hati means heart, marketplace. So this is the marketplace of Champaka flower. That's why this place is known as Chapahati. Those who have come to Mayapur must have visited this wonderful place. Here, Baninath, the brother of Gadadhar Pandit, used to worship the wonderful deities of Gaur Gadadhar. So Chapahati is a place of Kavi Jaydev, the poet Jaydev. And he composed Geet Govinda here. So what happened that Jaydev Goswami with his wife Padmavati, he used to stay in Ballal Dighi and he composed Das Avatars Tatra, the poem glorifying 10 incarnations. It was wonderfully composed. So king was very impressed and he came to meet that wonderful poet Jaydev. So he went in disguise, but Jaydev knew that he is a king. He came in disguise as a devotee. So in order to test him, he used heavy words. He chastised him. He said that you are a king. I don't want to see a king. You are a sense enjoyer, this and that. And if you want to disturb me like that, then I leave this Navadvip and go to Nilachal. So by hearing that, the king became very sad. He said, you don't have to go to Nilachal, but you decided to go from this place, then there is a wonderful place on the other side of the Ganges that is known as Chapahati. So you can go and stay there. And I'll build a small hut for you and you can stay there and I can see you if you permit me. So Jaydev was very impressed by the devotion of the king and he agreed to stay in Chapahati. So in Chapahati, he composed the poem Geet Govinda, which is very dear to Gauranga Mahaprabhu and which is very dear to Lord Jagannath also. So one day, Jaydev was worshipping the Lord, worshipping Krishna with a champaka flower, and champaka flower color is golden color, molten gold color. So while he was worshipping like that, then Krishna became Gauranga. And by seeing the wonderful of Gauranga, Jaydev fainted, and also Padmavati fainted. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu told them, after they fainted, Mahaprabhu came and picked them up. Then they came into consciousness. He said, you are very dear to me, but now you have to go to Jagannath Puri because Lord Jagannath is waiting for you. Because your song will be heard by Lord Jagannath there, and when I will come, appear in Navadvip and go to Jagannath Puri after taking sannyas, I also relish Geet Govinda composed by you. So now you have to leave Navadvip Dham and go to Jagannath Puri, and you will get perfection in Jagannath Puri. And after you give up your body in Jagannath Puri, you can come and stay eternally in Navadvip Dham. So Padmavati and Jaydev was so sad that they had to leave Navadvip Dham. They thought that they are the offenders, but Mahaprabhu said, no, 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 it is the desire of the Lord. You can go to Jagannath Puri and perfect your life and come back again and stay eternally in Navadvip Dham. So poet Joydev left Navadvip Dham and went for Jagannath Puri, and they attained perfection there. So that pastime took place in Chapahati, which is located in Ritudip. And Champaklata Sakhi, she comes regularly from Braj to here and picks up this Champaka flower to make garland for Radha and Krishna. So that's why this place is also connected with the Brajamandal. You may say that Brajamandal is so far, Navadvip is so far from Brajamandal, so how come Champaklata can come every day? That is the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Lord. A dham can contract and expand according to the desire of the Lord. So when pure devotees, they want to serve, then the distance becomes smaller and smaller. And when Osuras want to attack the Lord, then distance becomes longer and longer. So Champaklata Sakhi could come regularly and pick up Champaka flower and make garland for Radha and Krishna, offer it to their lordships. So in that way, Champaklata Sakhi is also connected with this island. And why this place is known as Chapahati? Because later on, the people of this place, they used to pluck a lot of Champaka flowers and they used to sell in the marketplace. So that's why Champaka flowers were sold in the marketplace. And because of that, this place is known as Champaka Hata, and which is commonly known as Chapahati. So Radhakund and Samkund are also located in Ritudip, and there are many other places of pastimes in Ritudip. So in that way, we have covered up to Ritudip. So Jannudip, Madadrumadip, and Rudradip will cover tomorrow. So I'll end here today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You have any question or comment? Otherwise, we can end the discussion.
Prabhuji, Madhyadvip, what is the seva?
Madhyadvip is Smaranam, remembering.
Yeah, okay. Koladvip is Pada Sevanam, correct? Okay. And Ridudvip is worship.
Archanam.
Archanam, okay. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for
Hare Krishna. So I have one request to you that on Gaur Purnima day, that night I will not be able to give class because we'll be packed up with other programs. So
really?
Tomorrow I'll finish the discussion. Because Gaur Purnima night we'll have our Abhishek, then Prashadam, and all the devotees gathering. So it will not be possible on Gaur Purnima night for me.
Okay.
So other 3 islands we'll cover tomorrow.
So thank you very much for getting remembrance of all the Navadvip places. It was very...
I am just giving a glimpse quickly.
Probably.
There are so many places of pastimes and it can take long time, but I am just giving some essential areas of pastimes in those islands. Okay.
Anybody is having any doubt or comments? So the Simandadvip is Rajapur Jagannath temple?
Yeah.
Same, huh?
Yes. Rajapur Jagannath temple is located in Simandadvip.
Simandadvip, okay. Thank you very much. Amalarjan Prabhu, you can give word of thanks to Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, our Dandavad pranams to you and to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Over the last 2-3 days, we've been hearing your lectures. So it is like having gulab jamun, rasagulla, and all kinds of Bengali sweets, Prabhuji. This is going directly into our hearts. So the way you are presenting it is so beautiful. And today I was telling we need to have your YouTube videos also to keep hearing again and again. So thank you so much for accepting our invitation and giving such transcendental lectures. What kind of a mood should we have so that we can keep that in our heart next time?
Your voice is breaking.
Your voice is breaking.
When we visit these holy dhams. Prabhuji, there's some network problem, Prabhuji, unfortunately.
Yes. So we can discuss tomorrow when your network will be nice, because we are not able to hear your comments. So we'll end here.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Thank you very much.
Hare Rama, Ram Ram.
So we'll do Vaishnava Pranam, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kudi Vaishnava Ki Jai, Jai Navadvip Marga Parikrama Ki Jai, Nitai Prabhu Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.